You've seen the headlines. You've read the comments. At Palace Moments, we go deeper, linking history, current events, and expert insight to reveal what's really unfolding inside the royal family. The streets of London are rarely quiet, but in early January 2026, a chilling stillness has settled over the security protocols surrounding the Prince of Wales. Bystanders in the capital were left stunned this week when Prince William was spotted in a rare, public moment. But it wasn't the prince himself that drew the gasps of seasoned royal watchers. It was the presence of what insiders are calling his new ghost detail. Unlike the traditional, broad-shouldered protection officers we've seen for decades, these operatives are invisible until the very second they are needed, blending into the crowds as tourists, joggers, and commuters. But why the sudden, radical shift toward guerrilla security? As reports emerge of a red alert following a terrifying double breach at Kensington Palace and the controversial return of Prince Harry's state-funded security, the palace is reportedly terrified. Something has changed in the threat landscape of 2026, and the Wales family is at the very center of the storm. Before we reveal the specific events that forced the palace to clean house on their security strategy, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Here at Palace Moments, we bring you the stories the mainstream media is too afraid to touch. Like this video to show your support for Catherine's continued safety, and share it with someone who needs to know the truth behind the royal perimeter. A legacy of vulnerability. Why 2026 is different. To understand why the palace is terrified today, we have to look at the unresolved shadows of the past. For decades, royal security was based on a deterrence through presence model, the iconic gold-braided uniforms and visible armed guards. But history has shown the cracks in this armor. From the 1974 attempted kidnapping of Princess and to the infamous 1982 intrusion of Michael Fagan into the Queen's bedroom, the palace has always been a step behind the most fixated threats. Unresolved tensions regarding the Sussexes' security have only heightened this anxiety. Since 2020, the debate over who pays and who is protected has created a roadmap for those wishing to find gaps in the system. Verified analysts suggest that the legal battle currently unfolding in January 2026, where Prince Harry has reportedly regained his armed UK protection, has forced the Metropolitan Police to completely overhaul how they protect the future king.
UK has had a major development, with the British government ordering a review to reassess any risk to the Duke of Sussex.
If the spare is receiving high-level state cover, the protection for the heir must be, by definition, an impenetrable fortress. But as we've seen this month, even fortresses have flaws. The double breach, the December nightmare. The catalyst for this ghost detail wasn't a policy change, it was a security nightmare. Reports from major outlets like the Daily Express and The Sun have confirmed that just before Christmas 2025, an intruder named Derek Egan managed to scale the fences of Kensington Palace not once, but twice in the space of 48 hours. While William and Catherine were reportedly away at Forest Lodge or Sandringham, the fact remains, a man with a heavy rucksack walked the grounds of their London home twice. Royal correspondent Di Davies, former head of the Met's Protection Command, has expressed grave concern over how this was possible. Commentators from established outlets suggest that if a trespasser can repeat an offense while on bail, the system is fundamentally broken. This breach, combined with the masked raiders who targeted the Windsor estate in late 2024, has created an atmosphere of total panic within the security teams. The ghost detail explained, body language of the invisible. If you were in London this week, you might have seen William walking toward a private meeting. You wouldn't have seen his security. This is the ghost strategy. According to royal commentators, the palace is moving away from visible walls of men because they act as targets and markers. Instead, they are using covert surveillance units, officers trained to look like anyone but police. Bystanders were stunned because, for a split second, the veil dropped. When a member of the public approached too quickly for a photo, 3 ordinary people in the crowd moved with a synchronized, lethal speed that revealed their true identity. Body language analysts note that William himself appears more covertly alert. His eyes are constantly scanning, His gait is faster, and his protective dad mode is permanently switched on. This isn't just about his safety, it's about the terrifying reality that his children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are now being monitored by a record number of fixated individuals. The stalker spike, why the palace is on red alert. Verified reports from January 12, 2026, indicate that royal stalker cases have soared to a staggering 536 incidents forwarded to the Met Police's Royal Protection Group. Out of these, 9 are considered high concern. Analysts suggest that the rise in digital harassment and global visibility has made the whale's family more vulnerable than any generation before them. The palace is reportedly terrified because these fixated threats are no longer just people looking for a signature. They are, as experts warn, maniacs who have become obsessed with the family during Catherine's health battle and the ongoing royal rift. According to sources at Radar Online, the palace is on red alert because the security zone around their new home, Forest Lodge, has had to be expanded into a 6-mile exclusion zone under anti-terror laws. This isn't for privacy, it's for survival. Public and online reaction. The divided cordon online. The reaction to William's new security is a mirror of the public's own anxieties. On social media, fans are praising the move, with one trending comment saying, "William is right to be a ghost. He has to protect his family from the madness." However, on royal debate forums, some suggest that the ghost detail makes the royals feel even more distant and untouchable, potentially hurting their public image just as they need it most. There is also a significant debate regarding the Sussex factor. Many in the comment sections are pointing out the irony. While Harry fought a 4-year legal battle to get his security back, William has been forced to disappear into a covert protection web just to stay safe in his own backyard. This contrast is fueling a narrative of a monarchy under siege in 2026. Future implications. The steel behind the smile. What does this mean for the future of the British monarchy? Many believe we are witnessing the end of the informal royal. The days of spontaneous walkabouts and unfiltered public contact may be over. Analysts suggest that as William assumes a bigger role in early 2026, taking over duties from King Charles, his security will become a digital and physical fortress. Some suggest that the ghost detail will eventually extend to the children's schooling and Catherine's solo engagements, creating a permanent bubble that could fundamentally change how the public perceives their future king and queen. Watchers warn that if the palace doesn't find a way to balance safety with reach, the monarchy could become a ghost itself, invisible, protected, but ultimately disconnected from the people. As William prepares for a high-impact year, the stakes couldn't be higher. The ghost detail is a sign of the times, a silent admission that the world is no longer safe for a traditional king. But as he walks the streets of London, invisible eyes watching his every move, one has to wonder, at what point does protection start to feel like a prison? The shadow of the past is long, and the threats of the present are rising. But with the Wales family standing firm, the ghost detail might be the only thing keeping the future of the crown from vanishing entirely. If you want to stay ahead of the next security update or the truth behind the palace walls, make sure you're subscribed and have liked this video. Share your thoughts in the comments. Is William right to go undercover? Or has the security gone too far? The bells of the new year are still ringing, but for the Prince of Wales, the silence of his ghost protectors is the only sound that truly matters. Thank you for watching Palace Moments, where we find the truth between the headlines. We'll see you in the next deep dive into the lives of the House of Windsor.